Hi. I've been trying to make a post update on my page, but the internet's been so wonky. I don't know what's going on here. But they have tried to. They've had someone doing something in the building. So maybe it's interfering with our internet. I'm not sure. There's a provider that's come here and put all these installations into our building and all the places. And my internet, we all got different internet providers, is playing up now. Anyway, but we also had lots of CMEs coming in. So for some reason, every time you try and make 10-minute videos, or do videos on here, it's just, I don't know, I'm making so many videos and I click the little thing and then they don't save. So it's like you can make 4 or 5 and 1 goes through. And then you make another 4 and 1 goes through. So it's so difficult to do updates on your page now. So, some clarity on the golden age. Look at my, I have to get this one. So some clarity on the new earth, on the golden age. I got to share with you guys. Hello everybody, welcome. You're so loved. Good news. You get to the point on this journey, those that have been on this awakening journey on the new earth, you know, wow. What a journey. Why? It's because we've been clearing all of our karma, all of the programming we took on. I mean, from our ancestors, nonsense parents, this, that, school. We've just been clearing and clearing and clearing all the karmic patterns and karmic things also, you know, that are ancestry in the body and everything. So there's been a lot to do. But you'll see the guidance here is very different to the old way of being, right? And where this catch came to recently, you noticed my last videos I did last night, I got to the point where you're getting so fed up. And even Kemet was interesting. You're getting sort of, no, this is... And going back to the old teachings. So every time I went back to the old teachings and, you know, try to stick to something just didn't... It was like you went off. You know when you're in alignment, right? Everything's synchronicity and you feel it and everything's going well. And then I really started following, because this is what you think, you know, to become one with Source, right? As the gurus say. So this one wanted to go there. So every time I went there and I kept sort of going to a certain point, then I would just start feeling, it was like you were off course. Something didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? You were trying and trying and just thinking something, like I said yesterday, you get to the point where you're like, fuck this shit, you know? You're just over it. That's why I said, okay, so maybe that's what, it's forcing the ego, not the ego, because there is no ego. What we call the ego is a whole lot of thoughts that we have taken on. The mind is only a vortex of thoughts that we've put in there, and it gets to a point, well, you just want to take the vacuum cleaner and just give it the shit, you know. And as I say, don't listen to the mind, because it isn't Source. And when you do the self-inquiry, and you'll see, that's, the gurus tell you, that's obvious. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Source and the non-physical, out of form, there's spaciousness. There's only spaciousness that exists. That is Source. It is just a void. It's just infinite spaciousness, no form, no being. That is Source. That is Source. It really, you know, that's the unmanifest, right? It's just this, but it is everything. It is still what's manifest, because it manifested. This is part of it. Nothing exists. This is where I say I get caught. Nothing exists other than the divine itself, Source. This is what we weren't taught, and we were getting stuck. Is that we were told Source is going, as I say, fearing God. This is where the problem came. When if you don't understand, you are God, and if you fear, what you're doing is fearing yourself. So we started teaching Source, as we were taught, the non-physical God, as the teacher is going to punish us. We can only listen to what Source says. Yes, the guidance came through Source, as Kemet was sharing, very true. Our guidance to wake you up, to tell you this is all bollocks, and to clean the programming is coming from the non-physical, because it's not programmed. You see, the divine is changing the whole thing, the new earth, the golden age, right? Why? This is what Kemet, this is amazing. He did a video yesterday, and we've both been on the same sort of, in the last year or so, I noticed what you'll call Jamela Universal, Kemet and I, have kind of been shifting at the same time. And we seem to be on the same level. We get the same ideas, breakthroughs, you know, downloads basically at the same time. So I watch his channel. But he's shifted now off TikTok. So I got to the point yesterday, and as you say, I've been meditating with the guru, and I've seen that, and I know there is nothing. You know what you are no, you know, source is nothing. It's formless, spaciousness, everything. So then you realize this is all being created by source, and there's only one, which means, as you've been told, all of you, the bird, the bee, the bumblebee, everything that it's manifest here, it manifested. It's still it. So the water, the bed, the house, the car keys, the food, everything, the air, there's nothing that isn't source in just different forms, you know, sentient or non, right? So yeah, everything in the physical is source, everything in the non-physical is source. But what we didn't know is that, this is why I say, I started following the old teachings, and I was, it didn't feel, something was, felt, I wasn't in alignment, put it that way. The synchronicity stopped, and you felt like you were pushing things, because you were told, no, you must just, hi Thomas, you must ignore everything, and just, you see the old teachings that we've got on the planet, hey, look at my, I thought I'll treat myself today. I thought, fuck it, I want one of those. I need one. So I'm a rainbow star now. And this is what we are. I think this is what we're birthing anyway. The rainbow earth. I love it. I fucking love it too. I just thought, oh, yeah, I could do with it. I don't care. 60, hey. Tick. I put my rollerblades on and go down the road with mine. I said, well, I wanted a unicorn suit. Anyway, never mind. I need padding so I didn't break anything. I couldn't realize how hard work it was. So let me get back before I get too distracted here and let you guys know what the story came here, where the difference is from the old teachings, which the yogis, Buddhas, and everything has been teaching us. Is in those days, because it was in such a fall, the spirit, yeah, the non-physical obviously was guiding everything, and yes, they know, so they would learn, yes, you are that source, it's non-physical. But what was here is restricted. They were taught, you see, this was in a karmic realm, so you were taught to, source was restricted, so you were taught, no, you can't have fun here, you can't express yourself here, you must do this, you must sacrifice, you must go, you know, live in a cave and wear this clothes, and ignore the physical realm and only acknowledge the non-physical. You see what I'm saying? This is the way of the old teachings. If you watch the Buddhas or whatever, the monks, you give up everything, you give up women, you give up this, you give up, and you go and put your robe on, even if it's churches, you know, and you dedicate your life to the non-physical. But see, this is where the forget part was. You are the fucking source already. So what source was doing was it's limitless in the non-physical, as Thing was saying. Then what you really are is a limitless, boundless being, right? But now it, which is the only thing as well here, expressing in the physical, was being limited. So the shadow is the non-physical, the darkness. The light is the Maya, is the show, right? So in the old way of teachings, the old way of being, you see, life was not fucking fun. It was like suffering and give up and sacrifice. And yes, you'll see we're being guided. You don't get attached. But you'll see now, when you're on the awakening journey, you're guided to have some fucking fun, to manifest. You're guided to be empowered, to express yourself. See, authentic expression. Why? Because you are the divine. You all know that. You are the divine, all of you, expressing as this, you know, form. I'm expressing as Kemet. Now, what ticked me off was Kemet, Demella Universe. I love Kemet. And he's very also tapped in. And because we've shifted kind of together, I listen to his stuff every now and then. I'm very fond of him. He's such an, and I admire what he's, you know, what he's had to overcome to where he is now. I admire his journey and the strength it took as well, the life he had, you know, to get, to transmute all of that suffering he went through, right? So I listened to one of his videos 2 days ago or the day before, and I was going through the same process, because we've been shifting together at the same time. But his sound, he was speaking softly and the sound wasn't very good, so I didn't hear the whole thing. So something made me think today, just play it again and listen to it again today, and I was like, fucking bingo, this is exactly what I was saying last night. You get to the point where you're like, no, fuck this shit, you know, you're just tired. What you've been taught here is do this, and now you've got to know exactly, give up everything and sit there and meditate for hours, and but who's the fucking meditator? You see what I'm saying? This is what it doesn't, you see, I was getting to a point where it's like, I've got the old teachings, I understand them, I've seen, the other side, you're aware of what source is and what you are. The guidance that's coming through, because you are source now, has changed. So if you want to follow the outside again, which is teachings, you see, what we have on the planet is what's been passed down. Our teachings from the Buddhas and Gurus have been passed down from thousands of years, but it is old, it's still teaching, it's still a program. And what DeMilla came through for the breakthrough yesterday was very interesting. Why? Because Source wants freedom in the physical as much as it wants in the unphysical. The divine is a limitless, boundless being, right? Now, you go through the light, it's like a veil, yeah, and here we've got a magic world. Ooh, look, all of a sudden we've got all this, the Maya, the play. This is still, but it's still the divine. It's the divine's play. This is where the old teachings went to, it wants to change, right? You were taught, forget about this, you must give up everything and live a monastic life and donate everything to charity. Non-attachment, yes, non-attachment, yes. Why? It's only because you as a being are boundless, limitless. So it doesn't want restrictions. So don't impose any restrictions on it in the physical either. This is what resonated. Hi. This is what resonated. Because I was following the old teachings, and I was then, I'd go back, and then I was, okay, no, get disciplined. You've got to do this. You've got to, be the guru, reach. Which I said I got to that point where the veil was about to pop. So I know what source is and, all this. You can go back into the non-physical if you want to. But that's it. You see, that's the same thing. This is what's been happening. You've been taught the old teaching is, no, you must be the non-physical source. You can't be the physical source. Ignore this, ignore the play. But it's the one doing this. And when you walk around from a perspective of knowing that you are nothing, you are. Please understand that. Don't forget that in your mind. Please don't identify with the form. That is right. You are a boundless, limitless being. You are not Mary, Joe, Jane. This is where the I am comes from. You see, when we say I am, when someone asks you and say, oh, here you are, I am John, I am Joe. No, you're not. You're fucking I am. That part's right. So when we introduce ourselves, we should be saying I am. That's it. Otherwise you could say I'm the expression called Susan, I am the expression called Joe, but I am not fucking Joe. You see, that would be more correct. So you are the I am. But what the I am wants to do, as DeMilla Universe got it very correctly, and this is the guidance here. I got to the yesterday, I just thought, no, fuck this shit. I'm not doing it. I also got to the point, I just want to have fun. I want to have fucking fun, and I couldn't give a toss about anything. You just want to, as I say, you just surrender. You just think, no, I'm not doing this and praying and going to sit there and fast and, make and try and push. Because when you realize who's the doer, you are it. And if you've been on this path long enough, you've done your affirmations, you realize what you change here shifts in the physical. So you are very well aware you are creating the physical realm. And your vibration frequency and the joy, the more you hold here, manifests. You are really creating it. So if you want to bring your abundance, you better start dancing, being fucking happy and carefree. Because if you really get to the point, like I say, when you've seen this, there is nothing. You understand you are source. There is nothing in existence but you. No joke. I mean, that's it. So when you walk down the road and you are knowing that you are this nothingness, right? You walk in the Maya and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. Understand as expressions, as say Mary. Mary can be is it amazing? This is why source wants its source. We need to unchain the source in the physical realm. We've restricted the expression of the divine in the physical by saying, no, you can't do this. You mustn't do that. You must sacrifice. You must give up. You must work hard. You must This is someone else's bullshit. You must do nothing. You must do whatever you want to do. Be a fucking unicorn. Look. Be a rainbow star. You know what I mean? This is what you're guided to do. The divine wants to freely, It wants to be, you are boundless. So what you have done is limited it here in the light as much. It wants to be as boundless, as free as it is, the non-physical, to express itself freely in the light, in the physical realm, as DeMello was channeling now. He came to the same thing. I was like, yes, this is what I just thought, no, fuck this. I don't give a shit what happens. The world can burn down. I'm past this shit. You got to this yesterday, right? You get to the point where you're like, no, we're not doing this. I want to have fun. I'm just going to dance. I'm going to enjoy myself. I don't give a toss what's going on out there. You know that. And what wasn't sitting here, when you wake up, to get your guidance, you start tapping into the non-physical, to source, right? You. Because you are guiding this form to get rid of all the bullshit you've been put in the program. You must be frightened of God. God's not you. You have to ask Big Daddy. Ask Source. Source, what should I do? Source, should I do this? Source has now got you up to the point to, hello, you're Source, right? You get that? Yes, I am, right? Okay. You see you affecting your reality. You are manifesting. You're creating it. You've also now get to the point where you have seen past that. You understand what Source is, you. There is one being. It's one nothing, spaciousness, nothingness, right? It'll tell you that, everything that exists. So as I say, you can say, I am Joe, I'm Source, I am, expressing as the one called Joe or something else, but you are the I am, nothing else. You are the I am. That's a better way. Please don't say I am, Mary Jo. No, I'm the divine. In your mind's eye, when you're really identifying correctly, you will see the nothingness. So I'm walking down the road as emptiness. Look, but holy shit, look around you. Look at the flowers, the trees. You see, this is the benefit. The I am wants the freedom. Because if Mary's allowed to express herself freely, look at already being created. You just go and walk down the road and realize this side of the veil, there's no real reality, as you know. There's absolutely diddly squat. This has been imagined. The divine has imagined all of this. Every individual tree, flower. Look at that diversity that has been created in the light. It is unfucking believable. So, if you now take the limitation off the self in the light, in the Maya, can you imagine the beauty and expression you can create? Your imagination will be free. So I'm saying, imagine you want to be a unicorn. You imagine yourself to be a donkey, whatever, who fucking cares, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's only the divine here. If it wants to run around in a pink dress, let it. You know what I mean? It is the divine. And free expression. That's why you see you've been guided to be authentic. Why? Because it is choosing now to just be fucking free and express and explore. You are guided to give the same freedom to the self in the physical as the non-physical realm. And this is where the old teachings were not teaching us. So as much as I was following them and you were thinking you're being loyal, you see, because you've been taught, don't note the program here. Listen to the teacher, they know better than you. Listen to someone, they know better than you. No, that is the fucking divine. All is the divine with its different perspective. If it's running around unawakened, and if it's wearing a police uniform, or if it's wearing a pink dress, who the fuck? It's still the divine. And if it didn't have all these different perspectives, we would not have the flowers, the Rolls Royce, a plane, a boat, a house, all this. I mean, art, any of these things wouldn't have been created. We have been taught to suppress the creativity, you see, put on your robe and dance in a circle and deny the self, deny this aspect of the self. No, just ignore this. You're not. You're only a non-physical being. No, you are it. Manifest. This is the difference, you see. And to stop being frightened of the self, you were taught to fear God, as God's going to punish you other than you. You are it. So this is the danger of the program. You fear yourself, and this can block your awakening. Because you will get to a point where you start, that's what I'm saying, you start doubting. No, let me just ask Source. Source, can I have that? Source, can I have that? And as Kemet did, he got to the point where he said, no, fuck this shit, you know. and they were like, yes, you chose yourself, well done. You define, you express. So here in the physical realm, expressing as the one, what you define and say, I am, I want to be, and joy, and whatever. But where the balance is here, is as Bashar will tell you, and your guidance you'll see, is non-attachment. So like here, right? Source, I want a yacht. Now remember, this is what I'm saying. You've been taught that you can't manifest or have what you want. You've got to ask Source, and you can't ask, you can't have wealth. It's not right, it's not spiritual, all that bollocks. Forget about everything you've been taught. That's what I say. This is where you've been emptying. Empty everything. Buddhist teaching, any teaching, empty it all and allow the source, the guidance to come from within. This is you guiding you. That's all. And let it be free. And you don't have to ask Source, can I have? Because as Bashar said, there is no fucking other. You say, yes. Okay. Okay, let's take for instance, yeah, yacht shopping. We're going yacht shopping, right? I want a yacht. Get an idea about the size, right? So, okay, I want to say a 100-foot yacht. All right, so we want a 100-foot yacht. But don't go and say it must be pink and it must be that design and it must look like, you see, this is where you've been taught. This is the program, to be like pinpointed so much. You see, so you are limiting then the... both sides. You're limiting Source and the physical, what it can create, the unphysical to manifest. This is what it wants, freedom. I want a yacht, let's say 100-foot, maybe a blue color. Yeah, you go look around, get some ideas of what kind of, interior you like. And that's it. And say, that's it. Have fun. Knock yourselves out. Hand it to the non-physical. You see, this is the pun. Now, as you're learning on this journey, as you're saying, embody that joy, happy, freedom. Be that, because this is where I got to yesterday. I'm like, no, fuck this shit. I'm over this shit. I'm just so tired. Look at me. I bought this. I'm just gonna have fun. I couldn't give a shit. The world burns down. You get to the point now where you've had enough. You're like, no, we're not doing any more suffering and doing and working and pushing and trying. You'll see it doesn't resonate. The more you're trying to force things and do and you must and to make it work. This is why I say it almost it's forcing the ego, the mind, the program to give up. The whole idea is to let go of control, because you don't need to control everything, because you are fucking everything already. So now put on your rainbow hat and your things and start living, having fun, joy. Say what you want. Just say, hey, I want to have this. I would like to do that. And just leave it out there. Surprise and fucking delight me. Please go listen to Dumela Universe's video. It's very good. Because he got to the point where I got to, and it was like, no, it didn't resonate. And every time I kind of moved back into the old teachings, the Guru teachings, and was trying to, I must just suppress, and trying to like just not have any joy and just sit there and meditate for 10 hours and just force this, force denying the physical, exactly, and wanting to be, because you really are. See, you're denying what is here, manifest, and you want to be Source, the non-physical. You want to be that's it. Denying part of yourself. When you realize you are the divine, only exists, that means you are denying half of yourself. You're denying the light. You see, the manifest world, and you only want the physical world. So it wants to be free. So, as you were saying, to co-create with you. So all can now have fun. The physical and the non-physical can work together. It's a collaboration. So as Bashar says, why do you think they have ecstasy? They live in a state of joy and ecstasy. That's it. We've been programmed, no, you've got to do that. And this is a job you should get. You must be responsible. You must say, no to fuck any of that bullshit. Bye-bye. And you just like, we did that. We're over that shit. We're not doing it anymore. Work hard, suffer, do that bullshit. As you'll see, you can heal yourself. You can do it as the divine. This is what's happening now. We are going to manifest limitlessness here. You have the power. You are the ultimate. There is nothing more powerful than you. As you see Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, everyone teaching you what you claim here to be, what you define, I am, what I'm going to be, this is what manifest. A bit slower, depends on where you are. So yes, you can heal, you can change it. Because as I say, the physical, the non-physical doesn't see. So you go and say, I'm happy, I've got it, and you act like it, boom, you see, you've got to match In the physical, you've got to be, as you're learning manifestation, Abraham Hicks, law of attraction. So you've got to be that happy, carefree bugger to get what you want. Because you have nothing to worry about. It's just a shopping list. Just put it out there, universe, thank you very much. Bring it to me. Yes, I deserve it. See, you still think you're separate from source. I have to ask source. Can I have that? You know, is it too much to ask for a yacht? No, fucking no. We're going yacht shopping. Surprise and delight me. Do you see? This is what I got to. I'm like, no, bugger this shit. We did all that for years. Let's go shopping. So, universe, surprise and delight me. Now you've got the physical and the non-physical. So all beings that manifest and can have fun and co-create. This is a new earth. As you see, we've been guided. So if you want to play, priestess, who gives a shit how you want to express? Because you already are the divine. Expressing, though, in form. So it wants free expression here in the physical realm, not what you were taught there. But the program is you'll see, very much programmed for centuries to listen to the ancestors, teachers, gurus, masters, priests, especially. Church, priests, or whatever, it doesn't matter. It applies to whichever religion you're following, actually. Because you were really taught to respect and listen to them. As though they have a divine connection. You don't have. No, you're the same one. You just have a different perspective. And if you didn't have a different perspective, all the flowers would be fucking white. You see, we'd have all white roses. It'd be bloody boring. This is why Source manifests. So we can have a red rose, a pink rose, a unicorn. Try to manifest Pegasus. And if you stop doubting and you understand that you are it, and let's have some fun, that's what I say, and just give up. There's nobody that needs to control everything and fear. Because there's no one else above you. There's no one below you. This is where, you see, we are learning this. And now, that's why I got to yesterday. I thought, you know what? I'm so tired of this shit. You've been on this awakening journey. You've been through so many rebirths and this and that. Yes, you cleaned up your, karma and ancestry karma and programming. Yes, so this is why you are guided. In the beginning, because you were like a child. So you're being guided because you've been taught you were. So you've been guided by angels and guides until you realize, no, okay, you can let go of the blanket now. You don't need the comfy blanket and the angels and guides because you are fucking it already. But stop defining it as the teacher. Source, should I, you see, claim, this is where they say, stand in your true power. You are it. You're the one who defines the self. You're the one who manifests the one. So your beliefs, this is why it's very important, this process you'll see, is releasing all negative beliefs, harmful beliefs and bullshit and karma, so you don't attract that crap. Because when you get now to this level, you're going to be manifesting. You understand, I am that. Now you can just be free, carefree. This is the whole point. Look, it's to be carefree. To know that shit, holy shit, whatever I want is going to fucking materialize. Literally, you can put on your bloody rollerblades and go down the road and have some damn fun. And this is the future. You see, but in unawakened, in the programs you're taught, no, you got to go and study and do this and work hard and do, no. This world's materializing from fucking thin air, people. Already. It doesn't take work, you know what I mean? There's no work required as such. If you want to create something, yes, make it, maybe, they'll get there. It'll be energy soon. It'll just manifest, as I say. It is really manifesting. It's just because you didn't believe it. So you believed I had to make it and it takes a long time. It's fun, the process, but literally, no, So this is where I got to a sort of like a crossroads where he did. Yes, get rid of the resistance. Yes, but why? You see, because there is resistance. Because you are still asking source as though source is not you. You see, can I, should I, can I please? If you understand all of it's you, you're asking the non-physical part of you. It's part of you though. And the physical, you can ask all the beings to co-create. Ask the angels, ask the non-physical level. Okay guys, let's go yacht shopping, 100-foot, blue, that kind of interior. Have fun. Surprise and delight me. This is where we're going forward. This is why they say non-attachment. Just put it out there. You don't care how they do it. When it comes, it's going to be fun. Think about it. You're going to walk around and it's going to be like Christmas. Yee, look at it? Wow, wow, manifestation. Oh my gosh. So if you allow yourself just to like be a child, exactly, it's like Gretel, you know, whatever, that gingerbread thing, and you're going to find the breadcrumb trails and you're just going to follow it. So this is what they want to do, is have fun, freedom. So as free as the non-physical, it will be in the physical. Here we are, guys. I'd like a yacht. Da, 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 da. Thank you. Let's have some fun. Why? Don't have to have a fucking reason. Why? Because I'm going to bloody enjoy it. Because I like fish or I like whatever. But there's not attachment, you see. If you're doing it for no reason other than it's just going to bring you joy and fun. Not that I need it. I really want it. When you really want something, you're doing it from a lack and need. When you realize you are the divine. You want it just because I'd like it. I would really enjoy that experience. It'd make me feel good. I'd like a facial every month, you know, whatever. Yes, we're going to be doing that too. Pedicure, manicure, and facial, which I think I've had one in my entire life, actually. Because we were taught work. And, you know, there was never any of that. There was no pampering, and there's no such thing as I've never had the nails done, ever had a pedicure. I think I had maybe once my nail, no. I don't know, don't think so actually. I think I had a massage once. That's about it. As exciting as it got, you know. So, no, now it's about actually doing that. Doing what nurtures you. If you'll notice here that you're guided, the more you love the self in the physical, because it's expression. You still source. So that's it, the non-physical, having fun. So treat this as you would the non-physical, as much love and honor and respect, because you are the divine. Honor the self in all aspects. So now it's to love and nurture, and you know, we're going to be fucking doing that. It's in a shopping list. Facial, please, once a month. Manicure, pedicure. We want to try that out. Yes, we'll lie there. Let's now we do the princess treatment. We've done the years of working ourselves to death and not looking after their health, and you were told to do this and sacrifice for the family and for this and for your retirement, and everything against your guidance, which you came in here. What did you want to be? I remember telling my teacher, guys, now I was born in the 60s, so different. We came in here, we were the change makers, and did we hit resistance? Because remember, our parents came from the Victorian age. So of course, you came in with a different attitude. So you were hyperactive or a rebel or a problem child. You know, that's how you were seen, right? Because you didn't want to fit in with the mold. So I remember the teachers asking me, this was a guidance here. So you knew love. So you came in with that knowing. Love was the most important thing. But then you see, you came in unawakened as well. You still had the karmic things. So you were looking for it outside. But you knew it was the most important thing was priority. Secondly was happiness. And I remember, people had this thing, when you want to grow up. This is what you want to be when you want to grow up. A pilot, a doctor. And of course, they would only give you, like at schools, a certain list, doctor. Everyone wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, or some bullshit, right? And me, I was like, no, I just want to be happy. I had no, set thing. Because we came in with that. We came in to change this bullshit. So I never came in with a set thing. I just knew that I wanted to be happy, and that was a priority. So that knowing that intuition was already here. And the teachers would say to me, okay, yeah, but what do you want to be? I was like, happy. You got that. You already knew. It didn't matter what you were doing and what you were doing. You just want to be happy. Job was irrelevant. So you never had, you see other people, no, you got to work towards this career. You see how we became so compartmentalized? It was like to the extreme now. This is why it's collapsing. We became, and they specialized in that and specialized in that. Oh, fuck it, all this nonsense, And all you wanted to do was just live, man. You just want to be happy. And they used to get annoyed with me because I had no ambition. I didn't have a set goal. I just wanted to be happy. I was going to do, no, that sounds cool. I'm going to do that. And I did many things, actually, different careers. So, because you can do anything. So actually I did quite a few different careers, and I did them all. You can do them all bloody well. Anything you put your mind to, because you are the divine. And I did all very well no matter what I took on. So that was here, already knowing. But even then, when you wanted to do something, no, that's men. Those jobs were for men. You can't do that because you were a girl. That's the generation I came in. Was it fun? You hit a lot of resistance. Well, good luck now, because that's bye-bye. So the guidance here, that old way of being and that old world is collapsing, and we are birthing the new earth. And all that guidance that came from within, every time I kind of try to move off and went too much on the old teachings and the path now, this guru thing again, I just thought, no, you've got to, because you're listening to them. No, you must completely just sit there. And I was pushing and forcing it, and it did not resonate. And it was, your energy was not, and it was trying to make, exactly. And then you were saying, no, but don't be the doer. And I was like, it just didn't feel right, right? Because you're saying you're not the doer, but then you're forcing the, everything. It's forcing, you see. Forcing yourself to sit there and meditate, to dissolve the illusion, whatever else. And then I would move back on. I was like, I get tired. I would start coming back into the story, and my alignment would come in, and all the synchronicities. So you knew it felt right, and I'd get all the signs that you're in alignment again. You're back on the path, and then you would go back. No, you've got to listen to the old teacher. And I would do that again, and I would be like, you see. And eventually yesterday I got to the point I was like, no, fuck this shit. I'm just so over this shit. I'm over it. Like, I don't care what the mind, that's it. Literally. So how it's going to make you, you're going to come to the conclusion exactly, you just don't give a shit. You just want to be. And that is what it's trying to get you to be, actually, is to have fun. That's literally. And not give a care in the world. Because that is the freedom that the non-physical has. It doesn't have a worry in the world. And if you know you are that, and how this is created, you won't have a fucking worry in the world, because you understand you are existence itself. Nothing has more power over you. So what you claim as your truth, the world, the people, the government, so I say, be careful your collective consciousness as well. It's everything you see is fucking awesome. It's going to be wonderful. We have paradise on earth, beautiful earth, healed earth, clean earth. It's anything predicting, yeah. It's awesome. And ignore what's falling away. That's falling away. We are the ones we are anchoring in the new codes, the new earth. It's already anchoring in the golden light. So there we are. And listening to Demella Universe again this morning, because I re-listened to it, I couldn't hear him. I was like, smack on, my friend. We're on the same thing. And the knowing and the downloads he got, he asked, go listen to his video. I highly recommend it. He's very good. I love him. If you go to my TikTok page, you'll see I shared the screenshot. His YouTube channel is called Kemet. That's the expression, like I said, it doesn't matter your name. I am Kemet. The I am is expressing as Kemet. I'm expressing as I, donkey, whatever you want to call yourself, Robert, whatever. But go and listen to his thing, because he got to this point as well, and he was like, because obviously you tapped in, and when you wake up, you are really guided, because you've got to clear all this bullshit you took on. So you're listening to Source, all your guidance, you're channeling Source. As I say, this one was, this is what happened here. This one was used as a guide for the new earth. The minute I woke up, you were pushed out there. You were compelled, I don't know, you were just driven to talk and channel and, make stories, whatever. That's it. Yeah, I know, I love it. I got it today. I was like, I want one of these. I didn't care if the kids are using them. I want one. It's for all the kids. I was like, I'm buying one. I'm having it. Makes me happy. I feel good. I need it. I'll tell you what, this one deserves it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be blowing smoke up my own ass, and it bloody deserves it. I can tell you what. The shit you've been through on this planet, you've done your karma, you worked through generational karmas and traumas and patterns and curses that they couldn't break for centuries. Now you've done all the shit you've been through this awakening, you've been through so much purging and healing and trauma, and now it's fun time. Now I got to the point like him, I was like, no, there's suffering, intuitively, the days of suffering and sacrifice are done. No. We're like, no thank you, we're not doing this bullshit anymore. We're not. So yeah, yesterday, talking about, I'll blow some smoke up my ass now. This one carnated into a family who had serious generational, karmic patterns and trauma. Like, fuck me, wow, now that you're awake, you realize, holy shit, what you took on. It wasn't just one. Like, the shit that had to be transmuted in this lifetime. So, the lifetime this one had was many different sections. Because I was working through different karmic things that they had, patterns and curses, and from a closed heart, from a cold heart, from trauma, from sexual abuse, from dysfunctional this, that. List just goes on, right? So this lifetime was just one road of, because you also was a generational change maker, as you know. You got resistance. No, you can't do that because that's only for guys. Jobs I wanted to take, no. Men, those are jobs not for women. and you want to do, no, you know, all this bullshit. So this was the path you were given here. You hit resistance all the time. It was like a boxing match. There was just trauma and resistance and yeah, wow, some real shit we had, you know, you had to work through karmic patterns to overcome. Because this is as I say, this was like, wow, bad shit, real bad shit. So this one had built up so much trauma, the nervous system, because they're following their programs, because both parents, I mean, it's serious shit, real, wow. And because people didn't talk about it and didn't believe in therapy either, it wouldn't have helped anyway, because people didn't understand this is karmic and generational. If you're unawake, you don't, you know, you can't see it. So, I mean, therapy didn't help one bit anyway. And many, many traumas later, and following and doing what you're told, and do this and sacrifice for your children, a lot of things you had to break, right? So this one, it got to a point where it was just like the body as well, and many, many illnesses, and the microbiome was destroyed. So of course, which is the foundation of your health, and that's it. Then the mental health went down the toilet, and the nervous system was so overloaded, and it was so overtired. The body was so overworked and so overtired that it had 2 burnouts, complete breakdown. And then it went on, you know, that medication for complex trauma? Oh, what's that stuff? Antidepressants, but SSRIs. Okay. Also nonsense that you didn't realize it's not even created in the gut. So the so-called, yeah, anyway, you find out that's not what it's claimed to be. So, but this is part of the karma, because one of the karmic things was medical malpractice. The granddad died and the mother died from being misdiagnosis. So, of course, this one had to also go through the death experience. So we did that road, and the medicine went very wrong, and every adverse side effect you can possibly think of, and this is recently, every adverse side effect you can think of to the brain happened. So that medicine, what it did was take the trauma that this one experienced and amplified it by a fucking 100 times. So the mind was so traumatized, you can't even begin to tell you, what they call akathisia. And never mind the body, I was getting shocked. I went for 2 MRIs, I was getting shocked, I was nervous, I mean the body. So every adverse side effect. So the brain was being damaged, was being shocked and electrocuted all the time. So they thought I'd MS. I was, you know, the nerves were going in the face. I had all kinds of health problems, serious health problems. So the brain was getting damaged while this was continuing, and no one, you know, got there. There's also liabilities. So anyway, this one ended up in big shit. Then it says, finally realizing the medicine was the causing the problems, and what it did was take the complex post-traumatic stress and amplify it. So you felt like you were losing your fucking shit, no joke. I mean, that you were so terrified, you couldn't even go out your front door. I mean, you were like a nervous, I mean, it was like being trapped on a psychedelic drug gone wrong, and you just couldn't get out of it for a long time. So, I mean, I went through living hell, not joking. If you want to know what your mind, being terrorized by the mind, you have no fucking idea. Every trauma you can think of, you know, is being, this is, say, the awakening happened. So this one was in a really bad way. Of course, you read the thing. Yeah. You read the thing, and it says, if you're having any of these, the last thing was liver failure and heart failure. Take note, look at all the liver spots. Liver failure and heart failure. Oh, yes, okay. So we got to the point where, like, all right, we finally realized after 6 months of, like, seriously going wrong, this is the medicine we're going to do. If we don't stop this, we're in big trouble. You immediately stop taking it. What happens with this medicine, you can go watch my video, you go into withdrawals of brain. So anyway, everything went wrong. So it went into withdrawals, as I say, hit what you want to call it. For a month, you started feeling better. The physical symptoms started going away. But then the akathisia, the absolute schizophrenic paranoia, like I say, psychedelic terrorization started happening. And it lasted about a year. Oh, holy shit. I don't think I got out of bed sometimes. I just, wow, just horrendous. So then you were just absolutely in a state of mental, I can't even, there's no name for it, horrendously, right? When this was over, all this, and then you died. Oh, by the way, yeah, then we died because the heart failure, as they said, yeah, that happened. But that was, that was a karmic thing. So then I was lying in bed one night after all this shit you're being through, and the heart stopped. You realize you're going to have heart failure. So then I had a heart attack, and anyway, this was all planned though, because there's no, this is all a Maya. So we had a heart attack, and that was the ending of that karmic cycle, and off I went. Watched the body, came back, and exactly, greatly, I was already then awakening, because trying to heal this. And I started the awakening journey, started meditating to try and heal the damage done from this thing. After this psychotic story slowed down, I started meditating. I wanted to fix the brain, because literally a few years ago, very few years ago, the frontal cortex was damaged. So I still have a problem writing. I couldn't speak properly. And if I got any bit stressed, I would start stuttering. I had my abilities, so there was a disconnection from the executive function. So speech, writing, and talking was a problem. And balance, I'd fall over. I'm not joking. I couldn't even do trauma yoga. If I did trauma yoga, I couldn't even do some of the moves. I'd fall over. I'd start crying. I was so terrified. The body was so out of sync and the energy was so messed up. Yeah, exactly. That was from all that nonsense. Gone. This is all that karmic. It's finished now. That the body would actually, it couldn't even do, it was like so out of whack that you couldn't do trauma yoga at all. It was so bad that I would fall over. My balance would go. I'd walk down the shop and I would fall over. Whatever. So this is what I'm saying. You got guided then to, it was like, I just thought, okay, you're going to be screwed, brain damage, in a wheelchair. Writing was a problem, talking, no stress. I didn't go out the house for quite a while. I couldn't even leave my house. It was so terrorized after that you couldn't even leave your house for anything, right? But that's what I say. Then you have your awakening, spiritual awakening, and you start getting guided. And because the mind was so terrorized and there was so much trauma in the body and mind, that the guidance here was to, as the gurus did, was to silence the mind completely, because it terrorized the living shit. This one had been through too much, and the mind had, did so much shit. To be able to manage the awakening, this is the divine, this is what I say. So it doesn't matter what you're going through, the divine will guide you. So the guidance here immediately was, I was guided to go organic, you were guided to the microbiome, this, that, all of that, your guidance came, and you started, health. I started silica water to detox the aluminium from the brain after all the years, fix the gut, probiotics, meditating, and I was guided on the brain, I started meditating and doing astral things, and then I tell you what, of course, everything was coming through. Even after I died, I came back, and that death was actually to release resistance, huge amount of resistance. So it was a benefit as well when I died, because it released all the resistance in the body. But in order for the thing to cope from all the trauma and being terrorized by the mind, with this drug story, it was unfucking believable. I can't tell you. The most horrendous thing. If you've ever taken like a bad acid trip, someone spiked a drink, and it's been like a psychedelic but a really scary one, try doing it for months and you cannot get out of it. I mean, your own brain's, oh my holy shit. So this was me a few years ago, hey? Very few years ago. It's like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, okay, it was a wheelchair and a carer, or not a fuck. Or it was no. Once you wake up, your divine guidance came, and then as I say, I started doing this, started doing the healing, and everything was from in. And I was guided very cleverly to silence the mind completely, stop all thought, which I actually did. It took about a year. And I used to hum. I used to always focus on being tapped in. So what I was basically doing was permanently tapped in. And I completely quietened, or like the gurus do, all thought. It lasted for a while. You see my first videos, I think I started again, the mind dropping in. Because the mind, just for this one to manage. And to get the frequency up and the confidence and the light, and, you were doing so much astral, this and that, and channeling, and wow, it was amazing. You were so tapped in. I mean, you were always tapped in because you were not in the mind at all. And then, as I say, but nothing had been cleared from the nervous system and from the body at all. So then, as I say, every now and then, when you got triggered though, wow, as I say, it would all come out because it was still stored in the vessel. So then slowly I was guided back, all right, and then started to work through all of the triggers, all of the damage to do the nervous system, the brain, the this, the that. To go from that in a few years, say this was in 2019, you can go watch. I opened it, there's a thing on Facebook. This is why I say remembered. Yesterday I opened a page for PTSD and trauma for people to overcome it because you didn't get any help. no therapy, no this, because they thought you were too high risk, no this. Nobody wanted to claim liability anyway for the medications. It was, no, well, just, you know. So there you were with all the shit and fix it yourself kind of thing on your own. No therapy, no help, no, and it was just source. Thank goodness, actually. I'm very glad. So I opened a page, and last night I was on that and realizing, I went back and I saw the video. I made a video in 2019, just after I came through this, you know, shit, and I was suffering with all these effects. I'd lose my balance, speech problem, all these things. And I thought I was going to be that, I was stuck like that. No, as I say, you don't realize your source. Thank goodness for the awakening. So when I looked at that video last night, because I hadn't for years, and I was like, holy shit, look how far you have come. In 2019, you were like basically thinking you're going to be wheelchair bound, brain damaged, you know, you had all these problems, cognitive abilities, balance, speech, this, that. And look now, nothing but inner work, own healing, own work. I think I've done one psychic reading, half a past life regression, no physical therapy. Yeah, exactly. No traumatic, you know, this and that, anything. No external. Everything has been healed and cleared. The nervous system, the mind, the brain, the this, that, everything has been done from within. Pure by meditation and by guidance from within. It's incredible. So when I went back and looked at that video that I made in 2019 on that page, I started helping people because nobody's told. No medical profession told me here, you were like fucking screwed, you know, there we are, here's a social worker, you know, and oh no, sorry, it's not the medicine, you know, oh, you've got mental health. Of course, nobody wants to be sued, so they weren't going to say the medicine was the problem, and after you've been trying to tell them, no, you know, just take another pill, and, you know, nobody wanted to even give you therapy because you were high risk. Now you were, you know, so there was like any of these MDRs or other therapies, they were like, no, you know, they considered you high risk. So you were just left, okay, well, now you're screwed on your own, is what I'm saying. You turned, this is clever, source. You turned to source. You had no help. And when I looked at that video from 2019 last night, I was like, fucking hell, look how far you've come. I was completely, hadn't started my awakening journey as such. Hadn't started working through the trauma and karma and this and that and all that shit. You'd awakened maybe to, you know, all these problems you had. And look now. And you had a lot of work there. So I'm not denying there was a lot of work. I've sat for 4 or 5 years and I've meditated almost daily and I've worked on source and I've really done work. You've worked on the self, you worked on the mind, you worked on the patterns, you worked on the bad habits, you worked on the attitude, you worked on the forgivenesses. I mean, you've worked through, I can't tell you how much that I worked through. Everything, parents, trauma, this one, that, this, that. I had so much traumatic incidences. I can't, you forgot actually. When you say, oh, I forgot about that, you know. What most people that you just for you was normal, they were like, that's a, you know, it's like everything you can think of in the book, basically. That's what I'm saying. And then I looked back yesterday and I realized what I have overcome on a trauma basis. And that being that was there to now is fucking amazing. I looked at that video, I looked at that energy and the state of that being that was like now left with brain damage. Everyone was like, no, you just got mental health. They wanted, and actually they were trying to diagnose me with bipolar and sanction me, give me other medicine and just write you off. So you just be, you know, we don't know anything about that. It's not our fault. Oh, you know, but that doesn't matter. As I say, it was meant to. I'm glad actually I didn't get help now at all. Any medical help. I'm like, stay the fuck away from me. Obviously the doctors and medicine is like, no, we don't want any more of that. So there's been no medication, no doctor. We're like, no. You can also know now you can heal yourself. So there's no like looking for cancer. No, we don't have that. If there's anything like that, we don't accept it as a truth and we'll dissolve it with the light. You do your own healing. And I've had to overcome physical stuff, you know, all caused by this. So I looked at that video. So I'm blowing smoke up my own ass. Yes, I want a fucking yacht and facials and a medic because the shit you have been through and what you have transmuted and overcome is fucking amazing. I look at that and think, a few years ago. So you can tell all those people out there that have mental health, they're, oh no, you know, that, or sick or whatever they've been told that they can't, you know, that you, like this one, you think you're screwed. No, you're not. You can heal, you can overcome and transmute anything. Any medical condition, any physical thing, any mental thing. Because, I mean, if you want to know mental health, well, I tell you, I'm claiming the star. because that was a terrorization of the mind like you cannot imagine. That's why I couldn't even get help, because nobody wanted. I went from therapist for a year. They kept saying, no, they kept sending me to someone else, and I wanted this therapy, and I couldn't get anyone to help me because they all were like too shit scared that if they triggered you, you would commit suicide. They were like, no. So you couldn't get help. You were forced to rely on the divine. Amazing enough, because this path was a chosen one. You didn't realize you were chosen to lead people, the new earth, and tell them, which is now you can be an example. Look what you did. So yes, I'm now like, yes, fuck this shit. We want a yacht. What we've been through on this earth to get here, what you've overcome, death, being terrorized by the mind, mental illness, this, that, a nervous system fried, like twice. You couldn't walk. You couldn't balance. Not joking, I couldn't balance. I mean, all these things. And look where you are now. And you were guided. How this is the most amazing thing. You woke up. That shows you, and even with all that shit in the body and the system, it took me a long time to work through it bit by bit. Source silenced the mind completely, otherwise we wouldn't have got anywhere. Left that trauma to the last, because it was, so we completely quietened the thoughts. We were out of the mind. I was so connected in the beginning. Wow, it was incredible. The energy and frequency I was at was, wow. This is how I managed to get all the information by astrally, because that's such a high frequency and vibration, like the gurus in the beginning. But then, as I say, the body was like, the minute it got triggered, you had to start working through all of that stuff. So you can now tell people, yes, and we can teach people, yes, you do not need a pill, you do not need a doctor, you do not need a medical system, you do not need to accept an illness. We can heal and cure ourselves. And this one has put in the work, never mind the physical work and all the years, and so I say, it was just that's what you were taught. You worked yourself to death, man. Never took it. So now it's like, no, fuck this shit. We want a yacht, and we want facials and a manicure and a pedicure. We're not doing any more struggling, any more suffering, any more lack. No, we've been there, we've done it, we've had the cake. And even through this shit, this is what I say, this is the love of the divine. Because you are then so connected, even though you had so much trauma, you were out there inspiring and uplifting and guiding other people while you were with your mental health and all your shit. And nobody knew. Most people, because you're not telling them, most people that followed me all these years had no fucking clue what you were dealing with and going through. Because you were connected, you were not focusing on the mind and the story. You were, yeah. Exactly. Yes, we're doing a yacht. Fucking right, we deserve one. I'm telling you what, I look at that video and what this one was and what this one overcame. If anyone knew about the trauma that this one's experienced, the amount of different traumas. The life was just one, fuck, what can I say? And it was just sacrifice and work, this thing. It's like, no, source, thank you. I looked at that video and I thought, and you realize now you've done it. You've overcome the karma. You've done this through your own shit. You've been helping people. From the time you woke up, even in my shadow, you were guided out there to help people. Because, I mean, same thing. Some people are going to understand now why. You had so much shit and shadow and trauma. So when I woke up, you went through all the demonic realms, all of that shit. I mean, you had to face all of those because that's, say, the mind. It was terrorized. If you want to know what mental, the mind, terrorization was, and shadow, and just we're here, that the energy was so bad, I'd fall over. I couldn't even balance. That shows you. So I can tell you, you can do it. And I've been guiding, this is what I'm saying, I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, because you've been uplifting, this is the amusing part, you've been uplifting humanity from a place of being there, in the trauma, in the shit, but you have been being this happy guide, positive upliftment to people, you know what I mean? And people have no fucking clue what you were going through. The body, mind, yes, but you weren't, because you knew that you were source, you see, because you were tapped in. So you could do it. Even though this was all still here, it was worked through. And you worked through all of those shadow realms, all of that shit, what do you want to call, there's one thing, one of the Buddhas actually insulted me, and I took the insult as a lesson. Somebody insulted one of my videos, because I was very tapped in. They weren't silly, the energy-wise. So somebody picked me up, I think someone from India, one of these, obviously, traditional people. And he made a comment under my YouTube video saying, oh, the hungry ghost. But and you know, because you could read energy, it wasn't a nasty way. Oh, hungry ghost, she's just, you know, whatever. So I looked up this, I translated it because it was in Hindu, whatever, and I translated it to the hungry ghost. Now, this is when I got onto this, learned spiritual teaching, and I didn't know what they meant. Came from my mom, actually, shame, her trauma that she went through. I mean, I said, this lineage was like, wow. It might have had titles. This family came from title and, you know, whatever else, but it had serious shit, karmic patterns and trauma and whatever. Money does not buy you, you know, anything. So I looked that up, and what that sort of got me onto the original teachings to go onto a higher level. I looked up what a hungry ghost meant, and I was like, all right. And then I worked on that. So I even overcame what they called the tame the monkey, conquered that, conquered the sacral chakra, cleaned out all of those. So look, I can't tell people, I can say it's not easy work. I mean, this one sat here every freaking day. Then you had to really change, okay, then you were really ill, so you had to change diet, health, everything, okay. This is doing it again now. You were really ill, so you had to change diet, health, everything, okay. This is doing it again now. Where is it now? Sorry. You detected inactive during current live. Complete verification to continue your current life. Where's the verification? Not here. I don't know. Okay, not there. Yeah, but it's not working. Sorry. It's saying my life is going to end. It says we've detected inactivity. I mean, hello. How can you say alive? Alive is talking. It's not going to be like a dance show. You know, I'm making movements. It's saying here we have detected inactivity. So you have to complete the verification or they're going to cancel the live. They do this after an hour. But there's no verification. Normally the puzzle that pops up, I hope you can hear me. There's no puzzle popping up on the screen for me to even complete. So now it's frozen everything. And there's no puzzle piece to drag here so I can finish, so I can do that and get on with my live. It's just like frozen the bloody thing. And I don't know what to do. I'll have to start again. I don't know how to do it, sorry. TikTok. Oh, we're just trying to